right, so today, guys, we have the FOMC minutes, which are coming out. The market has been kind of like in a sideways pattern, in my opinion. It goes up and down, but then it just kind of like consolidates. And for those who are new, they have the FOMC minute. All right, cool. So that's there. So let me put you on this screen here. All right, and there, wow, I got you there. And then let me check down here. Because I want to pull some up for y'all real quick. Oh, I'll put it up there. Sorry about that. Let's go here. I'll bring this here. I thought this was funny. Hold on 1 second. Oh, hold on. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I know what I'm doing wrong. I forgot to switch the screens. Hold on. Let me switch these screens first. This was heck of funny. It's just a little short, one of them short clips. Give me 1 second. Let me play it again. This is funny. I like this dude. People be doing them too, just acting like they ain't there, like they invisible. That's some funny stuff. All right, let's start off in prayer. Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything you've done for us. And I pray that we'll have a good session together. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Real quick, one of the challenges when you're trying to trade, hey, good morning to you on YouTube and everybody else who'll be watching this later on. One of the challenges when you're trading is, and I was thinking about this, every pair that you trade, they all have the same thing in common. They're going to be going in one direction or another. Okay. However, that path is never exactly the same. Okay. It's never, let me give it to you how I wrote it last night. Okay. 1 second, let me delete this and let me go to my notes. So let's take a look at this. This is the NAS, which I trade on the futures market. Okay. And looking back at the time, everything is clear that this is in an uptrend going from here to here. Okay. So from here to here, which one of these channels I want to grab? I want to make sure I'm grabbing the right one. Let's grab you. I think you're the right. Yeah, we're on the same thing, but all right, we'll put you right here. You ain't exactly what I wanted. Let me see if I can change the color to white. No, you ain't acting right. Let me go to my blank screen again. We're gonna try this again. You ain't the right one. I like my normal channels. Where are you? I have no idea where you are. Give me 1 second, y'all. Thank you for your patience. I just want my normal. Dang it! I don't want you. Dang it! All right, so let me do this. Let's go to blank you out. I'll just draw it in myself. All right, so bottom line is, I hate drawing trend lines, to be honest with you. I absolutely hate it. Even when I went to that class, strictly just for trend lines, I didn't like it. I'm just not a person who like drawing trend lines. But anyway, I'll draw myself. All right, there we go. So we got our trend, and anybody who's actually looking at this, even if you're brand new, nobody can debate the fact that this looks like this is in a what we call an uptrend, okay? Because price action is bouncing in between. It started here, and it touched up here, came down, broke through, but this is not what we use. We use the one that's more consistent. And we see it tapped here, bounced up, then like a drunken sailor, wiggled its way right back to the top of this trend line, wiggled its way and touched right here, and then came up and touched again. So realistically, oh, hold on one second, y'all. I got to get this money. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. One second, please. Give me a second. I'm helping y'all, but I got to get my bread too. 1 second. If you guys had to take a quick guess on where this is going to go right now, where would you say it will go? Where would price action look like it's going to go? If you just had to take a quick guess, a quick gander, and say, you know what, I think it's going to go here or there, what would you say, looking at that trend line? Come on, please. Act right. Please act right. Don't do me like that. Okay, yeah, you guys see it. Okay, good job. Good job. Give me 1 second, y'all. I have to multitask today, so be patient with me. Give me a second. All right, and I will take that one, and let me do it this way, just in case I'm wrong. The market is actually acting up a bit today, and it's actually been doing it for a couple of, basically, to be, if y'all want me to be very honest, it's been acting up since Trump took office. And I'm not saying that's a bad or good thing. I'm just simply saying it is what it is. That's what happened since he took office. And let me go ahead and buy up off this thing here. All right, cool. And bam. All right, I'm in that trade. All right, perfect. Okay. You climb on up. Go up. All right. So based off of me, just in front of you guys, building this two little trend lines, okay? Two little trend lines is all I drew, and it kind of gives you some guidance, not exact, but it gives you some guidance in the direction that the trend may go, okay? So therefore, when you're looking at it from this perspective, yeah, everything looks very simple, okay? Everything looks very simple, and then you drop down to whatever chart you want and go accordingly, okay? So it looks real simple in hindsight. The problem is that when we actually get into trading at that exact moment, it's different because you don't get to see what the future may be. We're actually getting paid to be a Nostradamus. And if you don't know who Nostradamus is, he's one of the most famous uh, future uh, sightseers or whatever you want to seers. They used to call them back in the Bible days. They used to call them seers, prophets, whatever you want to call them, people who can see into the future. Well, this is exactly what you're trying to do when you're trading in the markets. We jump in where we think we know where the market is about to go. But because the market acts like a drunken sailor, when you just entered into the trade, which I just did on this one, I'm hoping that it will honor these respected trend lines that I've drawn. If I am wrong, this is the reason why we use stop losses, because at any given time, something like this can happen. Okay. Where news, just like here, and I can bump this up if you want, use the wicks and all that stuff. Some people use the wicks, some people draw trend lines and use the bodies. Okay. And for those who are new, who don't know what the heck I'm talking about, a wick is right here. And let me make this bigger. A wick is right here, where bottom line is nothing really happened. It was just that the news event came out, did a little quick, okay, took people out, and then it just went right back up into the normal trend. Okay, that's what it does sometimes. Now, depending on the news, it can actually go even bigger than that and quick, and go out of the normal trend line that it's supposed to do. And let me make this smaller so you can see it, such as right here. Okay, normally people who set these trend lines, they said, okay, I know it should come right here to my trend line. So they put their stop right below it. But the news event, which is how do you know it's a news event? Because look at the size of the candles. Anytime you see big candles, you know it's a news event. Okay, so the news event took this all the way out. Then they said, wait a minute, this is way out of hand. And it pulled itself right back in. Oh, hold on one second. Hey, Donna, sorry. Hey, sis. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It goes. Good morning. Great morning to you, sis. Okay. So this is nothing more than how you just kind of get a blank chart. You just can take a blank chart, draw two trend lines on it, and hopefully you get it correct. Okay. But the challenge is that oftentimes if you go to a different time frame, that different time frame can show you something totally different. So what happens is right now, if I was to draw a trend line here, all right, so let me make this right here. And let's just close the top of the box. Okay, and let's bring you together like two booty cheeks. When you see one, you see the other. Okay. Okay. So this looks like now that I did that, it looks like this is actually that uptrend, uptrend, uptrend. It now looks like right here. What does this look like? It's actually forming. What does it look like it's forming now? Hey, SJ. Hey, Tonya. Hey, Yuri. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Lower highs. There you go, a downtrend. See, so this is what makes it different because now we have to say, okay, before I put that top line on there, it looked like okay, this looked like a good uptrend, and it could possibly be. But now that we put this top on here, things look a little bit different to us now. See what I'm saying? Because now this is telling us a different story, and this is the crux of the problem with us trying to play Nostradamus. At the end of the day, you're going to get paid in trading solely based on trying to have a good prediction on where this thing is going to go. And the problem is there is no holy grail because sometimes you're going to be right and sometimes you're going to be wrong. Okay. And what makes this even worse is because it doesn't just go in a straight line. As you see, even when it was in an uptrend, it went up and then it pulled back. And then it went up like a drunken sailor and came back, touched the line. Then it came up, pulled back again, and came up and pulled back again. It came up and then it drifted and came back up. And there we go. So now looking back in hindsight, like they say, hindsight is 2020, everybody could see that this was an uptrend. But what if you're taking the trade right here and you now in a situation where you say, wait a minute, it was in an uptrend, but I do see that right now with him just simply drawing this line right across here, I'm not sure if this uptrend gonna continue or not because now it looks like here's a high point, here's another high point, but this high point right here is lower than this one. So is this like over here where you had a blunt high point, and it pulled back and dropped, but then it came right back up. So are we actually in an uptrend or are we in a downtrend? Which one are we in? You guys see the problem. Which one are we in? And so what we do is we go to sexy and simplicity and ask the question. I say, well, looky there. How about that? We have us an official what? Give me 1 second. We have us an official what? What do we have now? What do we see? Give me 1 second, y'all. Fruity tooty, fresh and fruity. Hold on, let me clear these lines. I don't want all that crap on there. Move. Okay. Get your hind parts up out of there. All right. Ooty tooty, fresh and fruity. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I didn't even want to come back. Boy, I took, by the way, thank you everybody who wished me and Nancy our 11-year wedding anniversary. We enjoyed each other. It was really a blessing. And we went to um, um, Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale. Whoever lives in Fort Lauderdale, man, y'all in the chill spot. I actually really like Fort Lauderdale. I told Nancy, I said, "Boo, we might be packing up our bags, and I might be relocating to Fort Lauderdale. And y'all sleeping. Y'all supposed to be my family. Y'all ain't told me nothing about 40. That Fort Lauderdale was on hit. That is a nice place. I like Fort Lottie. And y'all ain't said nothing. Y'all know good people. Give me 1 second. Sorry, I'm trying to multitask. All right. So now that we're looking at it from this perspective, what do we consider that this may, what would be your honest suggestion on what you think may happen at this point? Okay. What do you think? And let me do this. I'm gonna clean up some of these boxes off of here so that everything looks a little more cleaner for you guys. So I'm going to take off my boxes right here. Well, I'll leave on the top one and I'll remove the bottom one on simplicity. Okay, so we got that out the way. The next thing I'm going to take off is I'm going to go into my sexy analyst, hit edit, and I'm going to take off which color am I using for my buys? My blues. Okay, so I'm going to turn that one off so we can look at this a little more cleaner so it's not confusing to anyone. And that's the beauty of how we create indicators. You can take, add, and remove stuff as needed. All right, so now it's a little more cleaner, okay? This is why when I was building this, I also told you guys I saved these templates. When I remove stuff where I just don't want to see certain things, I'll remove things and then I'll save the template as sexy up or sexy down, right? So when I create sexy down, all the support levels, and let me do one more thing, watch this. I leave these support levels on. And the reason why I'm gonna leave these support levels on is because if it's coming down, then it's telling me, hold on 1 second, I gotta get this money. I can't resist. Y'all hold on 1 second. I like teaching, but I still gotta get paid. Okay, I still gotta get paid. On my futures account, I wanna sell. Put my stop right there. And my T's and B'sy, I'll put you right there. And that'll give me a 2-to-1 risk ratio. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and take you down to street. Let's eat. Let's eat, baby. Okay, let's eat. Let's go. All right. So the bottom line is right now, it looks like this is in a clear downtrend. Now, do you guys see why we build indicators? Because the indicators kind of indicate. Now, be very clear on what I'm about to tell you, because this is where people get things wrong, okay? You go to your blank charts, and we did trend lines showing it was in a clear uptrend, which we see here. It was correct. You know, here it was in an uptrend, 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 uptrend. But we have to know when it's going to make a U-turn, because eventually, sometimes it's going to make a U-turn. So this is why we use indicators that will help us indicate when there may be a possible U-turn. But that doesn't mean it's 100%. Okay? Because what happens in the markets, as we all know, such as what's going to happen today, you have what's called the FOMC. Okay. Well, in other words, the Feds are going to be coming out this afternoon. Hopefully, they don't say anything of importance, but if they do, it looks like there may be some shaking and baking of going on. It's going to be some furniture being turned up in the room. Okay. Why? Because this is the first FOMC meeting where they may hint towards lowering interest rates or whatever they may do under the Trump administration. We don't know what they're going to do yet. Okay. So that's part of the reason why even the market itself is really not budging that much, because it's afraid, because it doesn't know what's going to happen. But it's given us an indication of where people are lining up with their belief system. Did you hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? I'm going to repeat that word again. In fact, I want you guys to write this down in your notes. This is something, I was in prayer one day and God shared this with me and I never forgot it. And To this day, it is one of the most sweetest and best things that I've heard. And it holds so much truth. So get something to write with. I'm gonna give you this truth, okay? And type of 15 when you're ready. Type of 15. Oh, John said he was already in that trade. Yeah, see? That's what I'm saying. That's why I built simplicity. Okay. Does your indicators repaint? They absolutely should. Some should indicate, some indicators should repaint, because if the market decides to go in a different direction, you don't want to keep going. Listen. All right. Look at it like this. And then while you guys are getting your pens, so I can give you what God shared with me, and I'll tell you that. But while you're getting your pens, let me help you with something. I will never forget, sweet God Almighty. All right. It's kind of like people who's asking, hey, if the freeway goes in a different direction, does the navigator still tell you to keep going down the road anyway? All right. So in other words, there's an accident down the street. The navigation will tell you rerouting, right? Isn't that what your navigation does? It says rerouting, and it takes you in a different route because why? The original route that you were trying to go in, it's no longer valid. Something happened. And so when people ask me, do indicators repaint? Some of them should, because if something different is going on, it can't keep telling you to go in that same direction. Does that make sense to anybody? Type of 50 if that makes sense to anybody besides me. I need to know if there's a U-turn. I'm okay with you repainting. I'm okay with it. As long as you're trying to tell me updated information. Why? Because the market never goes in a straight line, even on an uptrend or downtrend. It never goes in a straight line. Never. It's always going loopity, loopity, loop. Always. That is what makes trading so tough, because it never goes in a straight line. So it eventually will get somewhere. But as it's getting on that journey, just like your life, you're getting somewhere, but it has so many ups and downs in it. Can somebody testify to that? You trying to get somewhere. You trying to go on an uptrend, but life keeps constantly coming and attacking you. And this is what you have in your life. You're on your way up, and then boom, something happens and you get knocked down. And you got to climb your way out of that. And then you're in another battle and you get knocked down. And then you climb your way out. And see, the battle is so rough until you don't even realize that you're actually making progress, because you're so used to the battles just tearing you down, and you get those what we call pullbacks in life. So the same thing that happens in life is the exact same thing that happens in the markets. It never goes in a straight line, and neither does your life. Ooh, this is so good, Jesus. Ooh, this is good, Jesus. Okay. Let me give you what God shared with me, and then we'll get back to these charts. This, what I'm about to tell you, have nothing to do with charts, but you're going to find the validity of it. I was sitting in prayer one day, just chopping it up with the Lord, just talking, jawboning. Just nothing important, just jawboning. Just, hey, how you doing today? I'm cool. How are you? I'm chilling. And he shared with me, give me 1 second. Put a buy stop right there. Okay, I'll put you right above that high, and we'll keep going. I told you guys I got to make my money back for that vacation though. In about a minute, and I'll put you down there somewhere. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. Oh, that was nice. All right, cool. So here's what God told me. He said, do you know the most powerful force on earth is the human belief system? I said, what? The most powerful force on earth is the human belief system. Think about it. You got dressed and did your clothes because you believed that you look good in it, even though you may hit the public and it may be a different story, but you believe you look cute, or you believe you look handsome. You get your hair done in a certain way because you believe it fits you well. When you talk to people about anything, any topic, you'll hear them always throwing out the word Well, I don't know about that, man, because here's what I believe that they're going to do this. Well, this year, my football team, I believe they're going to see everything you talk about has to do with your belief system. In other words, whatever you feel is concrete to you, you begin to act on that. Even when it comes into the trading of these markets. The only reason why I would take a sell trade is because, watch the words, I believe that it will go in this direction. And because of what you decide you believe to be true, you begin to act on it, even if it's not actually true. So, what he was trying to share with me is because people are driven by their ingrown subconscious mind, that means subconscious means your below mind, it gets so deep and ingrained in you until you live your whole life based on exactly what you believe. You trade based on what you believe. For some, you think you'll never make it, even though you're trying trading, but because you failed so many times, you don't believe it's actually really even true, which is why people begin. And I was watching a video yesterday from a person who's very, very successful in trading and trades live in front of people, live, and still had hecklers in there talking about, yeah, it is fake. The dude got a Lambo right there, you know what I mean? But they still say, oh, I don't believe you doing it real. But he's doing it right in front of them. See, the human belief system, it drives everything about you, including the kind of people you date. You date who you believe you deserve to be with. Everything about you is all about your belief system, including this trading. If you believe you're going to make it one day, it don't matter how many times you fail, you're going to come back to these charts and go right back at it again. I'll give you a good example of that. I'm really proud. Y'all never met our other son, our youngest son. His name is Noah. I'm very proud of him. He's been trading for a long time, and he's one of those kids you can't tell him anything. He's very stubborn. Um, so he likes to do things on his own. So I taught him the basics, and then I just leave him alone. And so when we go meet up with him, he's in his 20s. He got his own, doing his own thing. He's okay, but the bottom line is, he don't like to be told what to do. He want to do his own thing. That's cool. Go ahead. I ain't tripping. So when you sit and talk with him, he talks like he just knows everything, but it's been years and he's been struggling. But I don't say anything. Why? Because he don't like to be told what to do. He want to figure things out on his own. That's cool. And guess what happened after all this time? He's now starting to flip accounts because in his head he knew I'm gonna find it on my own, and he did. He found a style that was his. He loved trading with wrinkle bars and this and that, and that's cool. Whatever floats your boat. And now he calls and, oh, mom, check this out. I flipped this account. I flipped this account. It's been years. What was the difference between him and you? He just know I don't. I may be stubborn, but I'm gonna find my own way. Now he could have sat with me, and I could have shortcutted his. Well, I think that's what actually happened. We went to dinner like a month ago, and he was sharing with me something that was starting to work for him. And I just simply gave him a few tips for before you take a trade, make sure you look at the news, basic stuff I told y'all. Look at the news and check the 4 hour directional bias. Same thing I told him years ago, but I just stopped telling him. I don't force things on stubborn people. I just let them do what works for them, whatever, clever. That's cool. So the bottom line is I told him, and about 2 weeks ago, I called up, oh, I'm flipping accounts, I'm flipping accounts. Okay. He could have flipped them a long time ago if he was listening, but it is what it is. I don't force stuff on not even my children. Okay. I told you guys I don't deal with stubborn people. I just let them learn on their own. They'll figure it out. So the long story short is it didn't matter how long it took him. It was the fact that he believed that he can do it. And now he's doing it. So your belief system is what you have to actually sit down, and I'm giving you guys an early homework assignment. I really want you to do a review, not on your life, because it's going to have its ups and downs, but the only way you and I are ever going to be able to stay in an upward trajectory, even with all of these different ups and downs that happens in your life and on these charts, we're going to have to solidify what we strongly believe. And truth be told, some of your belief systems, you're going to have to dump them because they're just not working for you. And you can hang on to them all you want, but they're just not working. It's not working. And when are you going to confess, you know what, maybe I do need to do a change up on what I'm believing? Now, I don't believe in all that. I don't believe in all that. Okay. See, notice the word belief. So going back to the charts though, we now believe because we simply were in an uptrend at first, but by putting a separate line that says, hey, there may be a different part of the story, let's take a look at it differently. And when we did that, now we're all of a sudden on the same page saying, you know what? I thought it was in an uptrend, but maybe I was wrong. Now it looks like this thing could come down. The only reason why it's just sitting there teeter-totter, teeter-totter, teeter-totter is simply because, in my opinion, it's waiting on the FOMC, the Feds, to come out this afternoon and tell the story of what they're going to do. Now, based on that, what's going to happen is it's either going to shoot up or it's going to collapse underneath. One or the other is going to happen. But the truth of the matter is, now here's where the real class was supposed to be about. At the end of the day, the market only goes basically in two directions. And if we start looking at it from that standpoint and only trying to find trades that you can clearly understand what direction it's going in, then we'll make it a whole lot easier. And I'm going to be honest with you, the lower the time frame, the tougher it's going to be for you. I'm going to repeat that. The lower the time frame, the tougher it becomes. Because look at what time frame I'm on, and we all can agree that, hey, yeah, I can see that. I can see it. But if you're down here on the 15 alone, okay, or the 5-minute alone, okay, actually, let me go to a blank chart. Give me 1 second. Oh, man. Don't tell me you're freezing up on me. Don't do that, homie. Oh, my goodness. Don't do that to Uncle Peasy. Hold on, y'all. Let me stop sharing for a minute. See if I can get this thing unfrozen. Okay, give me a second. 1 second. Y'all got to look at my beautiful face for a minute. All right, I'm going to close it. Now let me relaunch it. I might have to do a cleanup on it. Sometimes you got to clean up your MT4. All right, let me close that. All right. All right, now I can go ahead and share again. Give me a second. Okay. All right. And you guys should now be able to see it. Okay. If you can see my screen. Oh, thanks, Nana. That's a stubborn little boy, but he got it. You know, he in his 20s. Do your thing, bro. I ain't tripping. All right. Everybody seeing it? All right. So now these are the ups and downs, as you can see, ups and downs. And even on the 5-minute, we have the arrow. That's why I have the arrow. Kind of gives you a gist of where things are going. But you can see there's a lot more turbulence and harder to understand exactly where this thing is going. All right. So now let's skip out to the 4-hour, if this thing will let me. Why are you acting up on me today, bro? What the easy cheesy? Okay, I gotta stop it again. I think I'm gonna have to do a cleanup. And you go into your tools. Well, it's frozen, but you go into your tools and you go into your history and you delete some of those trade history. But let me do this for a second. Let me see. But it may be something else because my computer, it never freezes up like this. So I don't know what it is. Maybe I have too much stuff running or something. I don't know. All right, there we go. All right, so one of the things I do to quickly fix it, you guys, when that happens, I turn it off, and while it's booting up, I will quickly click on a different time frame. Because again, even when you click on lower time frames, notice how it's freezing up. I can go on these higher time frames and see nothing happens. A lower time frame, it starts freezing up. So even on the lower time frames, when you're clicking, it starts freezing up, okay? I don't know why it's like that, but it is. All right. So now when I'm going out to the higher time frames, I can see, okay, when it came up to this level, which we can draw a line and kind of get a gist of say, okay, I can see why this thing's slowing up. Because right here, if we just draw a line, we get more information right there. And now we can clearly see, okay, I see it's at a peak where before, when it hit this level, it dropped, did a pullback, and then dropped majorly. Okay. And it's doing the same thing. It's at the same exact level as before. It was trying to break through, but now we can see a fuller story. So now do you guys believe Watch this, the term I'm using. Okay, now that we see that this is at a matching level again, do you, watch this, believe that this is going to go up or down? What do you believe now? Up or down? What do you believe? Check your belief system. Talk to yourself and say, I strongly believe. Believe in yourself. If you believe, you can achieve. You can do anything if you just believe. Notice we use those terms all the time. You're sitting in the chair because you believe it's going to hold you up. Okay. You believe. Okay. So now, of course, yeah, when we're looking at it from this standpoint, yeah, it makes sense. Take a small position and let that thing roll your boat, baby. Roll your boat. Roll your boat. Why? Because we believe now that we have a more information, a bigger perspective. Now we believe that, yeah, this thing is possibly shit. The probabilities of this going up is very, very thin. And the belief system now is the fact that I now believe that this could actually go down. So my bias on when I first drew the trend lines with nothing else, the bias was, oh, this is an uptrend. We should be buying this thing. But the more we start to add more information, notice how now, is it not true that your belief system changed on just this long? From what we originally started with just the two trend lines showing it was an uptrend. Did your belief system change in this? Yes or no? Yes or no? Type, 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 type. Be honest. Be honest. Okay. All right. I see y'all. I see y'all. I see y'all. Some people say no. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Good, good, good. All right. So at the end of the day, what am I sharing with you today? Before you take your trades, make sure that you have taken the time to go and check different time frames so that you can have a cohesive belief system in place to say, yes, I truly believe this is what it is. Okay. And then when you drop down to the lower time frames, okay, you can handle the turbulence of pullbacks, ups and downs, and this and that. Why? Because you have a new belief system. Because now, taking a bird's eye view from a different perspective, starting with the 4 hour, which is again what I share with my son, which is why I think he started flipping his accounts after all this time. He finally listened to me. Okay. Because I told him, just take, before you take your trades, I hear everything you're saying. Good, good, good. I said, but you're missing something. I said, go look at the higher time frame first to just get the bias to make sure that what you're about to do matches with what possibly can happen. And when he did that, he started flipping. For some of you guys, I think you could get on these time frames. You get, if you're using simplicity with the scanner or whatever, you jumping into these trades because you just in a hurry to get into the trade, but you're not doing what they call a top-down analysis. And when you hear the term top-down analysis, top just means go to a higher time frame, and then you go to a lower time frame to enter. Higher time frame to do your analysis, which is what we just did now on the Nasdaq. We just went to a higher time frame, and all I did was do the same thing. And let me go to a blank chart so we can do this separately. No indicators, no nothing. Okay, we drew that trend line. We drew, remember all that? We did them trend lines and all that stuff. And now all of a sudden, all we did was just go to the 4 hour time frame. We drew a trend line right across the top, and instantly the whole thing changed. Because now we see, oh, I see why the market is struggling in this area, because this was the previous high. It hit this, broke through it just a little bit with these two little candle wicks, and it's coming back down. So now my bias is still the same. I really believe this could sell off, especially if the Feds ain't talking right. Then the market could come on down. Okay. So whatever time frame you go to now as an entry point, it can actually be a little bit more accurate because you got more to the story. I'll share this with you guys. I really miss my dad. Me and my dad were very, very close, very, very close. In fact, when I moved to a different state, And I would love to share with you guys, but y'all know I got a cyber stalker, which we're closing in on that young man. It's a young man. We do know that, and we have more data. We just have to keep working with Zoom because that's where the stalker comes in on Zoom. So once we get more, my people, get the necessary clearance from Zoom, then we'll know exactly who this person is because we'll have their IP addresses. And even if they're using VPNs, I work with a guy who works for the feds themselves, and he trains police officers and detectives. So he has access to a lot of information. So once we be able to get that information from Zoom, I'm actually gonna go to the trial with this person because I want to see this person face to face and see who's been trying to mess up my life by cyber stalking. Okay. So I'm going to enjoy that. I actually ain't gonna feel bad one bit about it. Different story. One second. I'm trying to get healthier. Protein drink. I forgot what I was about to say. I messed up my train of thought. But anyway, here's the point. The point is now, at the end of the day, what I need you guys to do is before you get into trades, the biggest thing that retail traders don't do that the institutional traders do all the time is they simply go out to the higher time frames and then they go to the lower time frames, which I've been screaming this from the rooftop for years. Okay. And I think what happens is you get so anxious to get into that trade because you got something that popped up or whatever indicator or trading system you're using. You get so excited and you just hop right in because you're on that little tiny frame and your view is so small. But if you hop out to a higher time frame and just say, let me take a bird's eye view of this and let me really see what's popping, then chances are you would not have taken that trade. And so this is why sometimes I will pass right over some trades. I won't take them. I just won't bother with them. So I can see right here, here's a level. If price action goes to this level, okay, I see that one. Okay. And see, I can mark this stuff up. And all I'm doing is seeing different levels where there was wicks and price action was touching, wick, 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 touch, touch, touch. So this is how they do levels. That's all they do. There ain't nothing magical to it. All they're doing is doing it on a higher time frame. Okay. And then when they drop to the lower time frame and they start looking for those entries, or arrow, whatever, this is all that you're doing. You're just simply saying, okay, now I have an understanding. So if I get an arrow for a buy, I may ignore it. But if I get an arrow for a sell, I may go with it. Why? Because from this bird's eye view, it makes sense. Makes sense. Everybody with me so far? Everybody with me so far? Type of 30 if you're with me so far. Sorry, I'm looking at the AR camera trying to follow me. Okay. Everybody with me so far? I want to make sure everybody's following what I'm saying. And hello to everybody else. Hey, Crypto and Tonya and Roland and whoever else. And I know SJ, I see you. Yuri and T, I see you, bro. I see you. I see you. I see you. And I see we got another 40 or 50 people watching, and I know we're gonna have hundreds watching this later. So hello to all of you guys. So what all I'm doing? Ooh, dang, just like that. Look at there, guys. Look at there. And I'm on my futures accounts right now, trading this. And look at there. This thing dropped and it made me some money. It made me some money. All right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and take this one out right here and then let the smaller ones run. You should be in profit as well, right? Are you? Okay. Maybe not. Well, you got the attitude. Okay, well, cool. Keep your attitude then. All right, hold on one second. I told you I gotta make my money back. Okay, well, made something there. All right, cool. Wait, oh yeah, I thought I was right. Where you go? Okay, there you go. Take that little hippity dip. Bing. All right, cool. So I'm done trading on my futures account. All right, I'm done. Just that little move. See, just like that. See, I sold. Why? Because I knew from the higher time frame that this thing is going to go. And I don't want to be in these trades long because I don't want to hold these trades during the before the news event. The stock market is highly agitated by news events. So there you go. But I just took 2 trades and I won on my futures account. How did I know? Because I'm looking right here with y'all, right here in front of you. So here's what I learned when I went to school for news and broadcasting. And I shared this with you guys a while ago. I went to school for news and broadcasting because I actually wanted to be on TV for news and broadcasting, not trading. It never was really my thing. I know how to do it, but it wasn't my thing. So when I went to news and broadcasting school, which helped me with this, they told us So when you watch this, y'all, watch this. Just follow this, okay? Follow me. Follow me. I'm gonna teach y'all something. I'm gonna teach y'all something, okay? Because this is why I look higher time frame, okay? So when I went to news and broadcasting school, they taught us a principle. So when y'all see the news coming out and the broadcaster is like doing, I see them go on TV and they're in the local area where there may have just been a shooting or there just may have been a fire. They're on the camera. They spit their little spiel about, hey, this is what's going on. And they're in the field working it. And you see about maybe 30 seconds of it, right? That's action news. You don't have to look at higher time frames because you're right there at the moment. But if you're in the studio, which is what people do, you start in the fields and then you move into the studio, okay? If you're sitting behind the desk, behind the camera in the studio, okay, you only talk for about 10 to 30 seconds on the topic. You send the topic over to the person in the field. The person says, okay, this concludes it. And I send it back to you, Leslie. And Leslie in the studio takes over and then reads the next scenario to move the stories along. So Leslie is constantly moving the stories along. Leslie really ain't even talking deep about the stories. Okay. But here's the problem with Leslie. Leslie will get fired if Leslie doesn't understand the entire story before she opens her mouth. She will only speak for seconds about it, toss the story over to somebody in the field, and the person in the field will toss it back to Leslie. But Leslie better have her facts down pat. She better have done everything. She better have read all that she needed to know about the story before she sat her cute behind in front of that camera. She has to take a full perspective. I'll never forget this when I was in school for news and broadcasting. You have to know the entire story from front end to back end to front, even though you're on the camera and you're only doing scalp trading on the screen. Notice the term I use, scalp trading. Even if you're scalping the markets like I just did, I still had to know what was the bigger perspective of the story. Type of 200 if that just made sense to you guys. Okay. Let's take a look. No indicators. No indicators. We're just taking a look. All right. So I just marked it up. You see your 2 wicks right here. Just the 2 wicks where it came out from the top. Somebody said drop down to the lower. I'm not even using indicators. This is what they call naked charting. Okay. No indicators at all. So yes, when we add it, and let me do this. I just gave you guys a shortcut when I built these indicators. Okay. So let's go to a different window and I'm going to add back in sexy simplicity. Okay. All right. So this gives you a shortcut because in one glance, in one click, it's already telling you the story. This is why I built the indicators I do, because it one click, you don't have to do no market up. In one click, everything just pops up on your chart and you already got a bias. It already tells you, hey, go in this direction, partner. Go in this direction, partner. See? Boom, boom. Go in this direction. See how it went down? And it went back up. Okay. Tells you what to do. Right here on the 30-minute, it said, hey, go down. It did, curved up and came down. 1 hour, which is a more stable time frame. Look what happens. Okay. And the reason why I say stable is because, like I told you guys, normally you wouldn't even have to do, oh, I could have held this longer, but I ain't being greedy. Normally you don't have to do that. But since it's the FOMC, the market is acting unstable. So that's why you see it waver up like a roller coaster. It's roller coastering because it doesn't know what to do because it's waiting for the feds to come out. Oh my God, y'all seeing this right here in front of your eyes, Jesus, in front of your eyes, in front of your eyes. This is accurate. Y'all see what I'm saying? Not make believe, nothing fake. Is right here in front of your eyes. It's happening. Oh my goodness, I should have held it longer. I would have made a whole lot. Oh my goodness. All right. Anyway. So what I did was I simply drew a trend line at the top because this is where price action is. And if it actually comes down, the next level, if it drops real hard, the first level it's going to stop at is this one. If it breaks through there, it's this one. That's naked charting. So there you go. Now we're going to drop down to the 15-minute. Now I'm on the lower time frame. You can see here was the 2 wicks from the 4-hour time frame. So it broke through there because it was trying to create a new high, but couldn't do it. Okay. A new all-time high, may I add, a new all-time high. So if you was to draw a line on these wicks from the 4-hour time frame, it just looked like two little wicks, two little toothpicks. That's all it looked like buck teeth. That's what it looked like, buck teeth. It's just two little wicks. That's all it did on the 4-hour time frame. See, not even a big deal. If you're on the lower time frame, you're panicking. But from the higher perspective, it was nothing but little toothpicks. Okay. It just tried to come out, create an all-time high, tried to sustain it, retest, and look what happened. It dropped. Then it came back up, tried to retest this level again, and what happened? It dropped. There you go. Simple. See? Now the story makes sense on the lower time frame. Why? Because it made more sense on the higher. So you go from high to low, not low and stay there. You go from high to low. You get the overall story, like Leslie, the camera lady, and then you go down and do your little snippets and you enter the trade and go from there. Everybody getting this? As a matter of fact, let's show the truth. Because this thing is on a roller coaster, let's look at what happened. Because this actually is a perfect example of what would you have done? Both of these were right. Okay, it said to sell right here, and it sold, you made some money. Then it said, okay, let's go back up and late entry, but it said, yeah, let's go. For me, would I have actually taken this trade right here? Would I have taken this? Me personally? Hold on 1 second, y'all. Give me one quick second. There we go. All right, cool. Let me lock that. All right, cool. All right. My cyber stalker is here. And by the way, let me stop right here because God spoke to me. He's going to deal with you. And the good news is when God deals with you, because I keep saying, okay, I'm gonna take care of the matter. And God keeps telling me, let me take care of it. And the good news is when God takes care of a person, he will tear your life apart and nobody can help you. And when it starts happening to you, you can pray for help. You can pray for somebody to get you out of your jam, and God will turn his ear to you because you're trying to be destructive to somebody else. So I'm going to pray for you because I actually talked to my wife and she said, I was so angry the other day. I was having a meeting with some youth leaders, and this person came on and tried to do some porno stuff. And during a youth leadership, this person is sick. So here's the point. I got so angry, and Nancy said, no, 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 no. You need to pray for him. She said, pray for him. Pray for him. Pray for him. Because they're lost. And I said, yeah, I know they lost, but they're going to be more lost when I get done with them. But she said, no, just pray for them. So if y'all don't mind, let's take a break for a second and let's pray for this person. Everybody, let's just take a moment and pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, I want to thank you for your kindness, because when we were lost and in the darkness, Satan used us as well. And Lord, we just really want to pray for this person, whatever is going on in their life. You say you're going to handle it. I'm going to leave it in your hands as long as I can. You know me. And you know I got resources. But you said you'll take care of it. And I will say, Lord, I know how you take care of people. And I know you can put them through the ringer. But in the end of the day, however you deal with this person, I do pray that you bring them to you so that they'll know who you are. And in knowing who you are, they'll begin to know who they are. And they won't keep trying to waste time trying to bother me as if it's going to stop my life from what you called me to do. But what it's doing is stopping their life from what you called them to do. Because they're spending all their life worrying about Uncle P, who's nobody, when they could be working on their own life, when making themselves somebody important. So just take the veil off their eyes and help them to understand their purpose in life. And we thank you for you being merciful with us when we were in our foolishness as well. And Lord, I'm going to be honest. I really ask you to help me, my heart towards this person, because I'm very resentful, and you know how I can be. Uh, and you know I can get some people, and you know I can get them, and you know I can, and you telling me to wait. So I'll leave it to you, Lord. And we just pray that this person's heart will be in the right direction so that they can be productive, not only for themselves, but also for their own families and for whoever comes into their life in the future. Forgive us of all. And while we're at it, Lord, let's not act like we don't have sin. So everyone who's in this meeting right now, in the name of Jesus, Lord, I pray that you'll forgive us all for all of our sins and the things that we've done that nobody knows about throughout the week. And if I have offended this person in any way, Lord, let me know. I apologize. I don't know. I don't know who this is. As you know, many stalkers have come through and they haven't even been a client of ours, never been a customer. They just decide to pick on me. But if I have offended this person, I ask them to forgive me. I'm sorry. But if not, then Lord, handle your business. Either way it goes, I just appreciate you being kind to us in our fallen state and not giving up on us. And so, Lord, just however you choose to deal with the person, just use their life at the end. So at the end of the day, their life can be useful to other people, and you get the glory out of it. In Jesus' name, amen. Everybody say amen. Everybody type in amen, please. Amen. Amen. Okay. You just need to pray for them. I ain't gonna worry about it. It's all good. I had so much vengeance in my heart. And I'm telling you, God works on me because, you know, when you have resources and you have not just resources, not talking about finances, sometimes it's more than finances that you need. It's actually connections. And I do have connections. I told you guys years ago, there was a company all the way in Russia who, when I launched this very same simplicity system in Russia, they created an entire company around my indicators, stole them, hijacked them, and went off in Russia and started an entire Forex trading company off of my stolen indicators. And they thought because they could hide from me, I hired my IRS I have a private investigator on payroll. You know, well, he's on standby. What do you call it? Retainer. So if whenever I need him, I can call him up. And do you know I can find out anything I want on anybody, no matter where you are on the planet. And do you know that he went and found this company, gave me a full, and he's very detailed. He's very good at what he does. He gave me, because he works for a, you know, intelligence agency. So basically, he gave me a full report. I knew their location, the name of the business they created, and they tried to hide. And come to find out, he located all 67 IP addresses. They tried to use 67 IP addresses to hide, and we still found them. And then he gave me, here's the Fed agents names and locations that I need you to contact them and let them handle it. He'll get the data for me, and then he'll tell me which Fed agent to contact, who will pick it up from there, including IC3, which is the cyber. Just in case this ever happens to any of you guys, and I know this has nothing to do with charts, but you need to know this. There's a cyber agency called IC3, and they specialize in trying to take care of people who are cyber stalkers, okay, or cyber crimes. That's what they are very good at, cyber crimes, okay, IC3. And this person fits the bill. That's why I was saying in the beginning, I would attend his jail sentence. We do know what the age frame, and this, I can't give him too much because this person gonna start running. No, I don't want you to run, okay? On the other hand, God keeps saying, let me handle it. But I can find you. You just need to work, get a little more information from Zoom, and there we go. Okay. Once we get the information from Zoom, because stupidity is this, you should never have come into Zoom because Zoom keeps that data. Once it's released to the data we need from Zoom, you're done. Your whole life is over. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Don't play with people. Don't play with people. Don't play with people. You never know who you're messing with. It's not about money, it's about resources, knowing who. When you have a problem knowing who to call, that's what makes you get some strength. But that's a different story. Y'all with me? Top 500 if you understand what I'm saying. Some of you think it's all about money. No, actually, it's more about the connections you have and the people you know. Because you can be broke, but if you know the right people, you can still do some damage. You can do some things. You feel me? So be careful who you mess with. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. I may be a black guy with a baseball hat, but that don't mean I don't know people. But in this situation, we're going to keep this young man in prayer, like my wife said, and let God handle it. All right. Now, let's get back focused. All right. Let's get back focused. What I would like to do at this point, because we're already out of time, but I don't want to do an injustice. I kind of gave you guys a gist of how to look at charting from here on out, because at the end of the day, the markets really only go in overall. When you're taking it from this higher time frame perspective, you can clearly see the markets really only go in two directions. They either are going up or they're going down. They're going up and down, up and down, up, down, up, down, up, and it looks like this is possibly going to be coming down eventually. That's what it looks like. So this is actually where we are on the Nasdaq, and I'm just using that because I have to trade on my futures account. So you clearly see from a higher perspective, we can see, we can see the ups and the downs, 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 ups and the downs. So now when we jumped over here and we jumped on this 1 hour time frame and got that arrow, it made total sense. So yeah, it was an uptrend, but it looks like it may go into a downtrend. So what it does, it just helps us with our directional bias. So whether you're on a 5-minute time frame, 15-minute time frame for entries, at least now you have a better perspective of the story. Okay. All right. Let me stop here. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and raise your hand. And I think we have 2 people. Let's go ahead and get to those hands. And those who prayed, thank you for the prayer. I don't like people getting under my skin. I get vicious. I don't play. I don't play, but thank God that, I got a God who gives me instructions, and I got a wonderful wife who's just a pleasant person to live with. Pleasant. Absolutely a dream to live with this woman. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, Nadine. Go ahead and unmute.
Hello. Hello. Hi, Uncle P. This is my first time. Can you hear me?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I found your channel last week and
Oh,
I could not wait to attend the meeting. And also what I just witnessed from you is just wow, it's amazing because the person that sent that message is very, very, very sad, living in hell. Because it takes only someone who's very sad inside, someone who's very unhappy with their life and hate themselves to send such a message, right? Because if you're happy with yourself, you're going to want to see other people happy as well. So I love that you showed compassion and you understood and you listened to the voice of God and you followed through. Like that's like this is amazing. I love it so much. I just love how you responded.
thank you.
So my question, you're welcome. So my question is about your copier, your trader copier service. Like my fiance and I would love to I guess, get signals and be a part of it, but we don't know how it works. I was looking
Mhm,
at the Q&As and there's a lot of different levels that you have. So I just
mhm.
wanted you to talk about which one is the best one for us to hop on and not even hop on because we want to be able to do this on a monthly basis.
Right, right,
And
right.
we were looking at the different tiers, the different ones, and we just wanted you to like explain like which one is the best for us to get started on. And I guess as far as the account, like how much money do we need to have in the account to get started and
Yeah.
what to expect. Hopefully that makes sense.
All right, so let me give you my honest opinion about the markets because it's all about the markets. It's not about, this service or that service. To be honest with you, right now, the most stable markets is the oil and silver markets, and then the gold markets that's been very, very stable as of recent. And then the forex market, and then you got the indices. The indices, like I said, they've been affected because Trump came into office, and as a result of that, there has been just a lot. And I'm not against him. I'm not for or against. I'm not, trying to do the political thing because people just can't answer, and they just get overly sensitive. It's not about whether I'm for or against what he's doing. It's the fact that he is the only president in history who came in and did so many disruptive things in such a short amount of time. So the markets really don't know what to do. Okay, the markets does not like surprises, and with him, you're getting surprises almost every week. Which again, some of them I have with, some I disagree with, and I keep my opinions to myself. I don't want people getting in, they go bat crazy when you talk about Donald Trump, and I'm not here for that. Decisions are being made whether we like them or not, and as a result, some of them may be beneficial to the United States, some may not. But that's neither here nor there. We're here to trade. And so when we're looking at these charts, we have to go with, hey, which one is going to be able to ride this wave kind of smooth? So that's why I said, the oil and silver markets are pretty stable. Gold markets are stable. The Forex market is pretty stable, except for we're waiting on news to pass. And then after that, we're doing good. And then we have the indices, which is happening next. Which we try to get in and out of those as well. So it's just, I have staff who work for me, so I don't have a favorite over here versus that. I'm just telling you that's the way the markets are, and I'll let you decide from there. Now, here's what I will tell you. The question we get all the time is how much to start with. Here's I always say this, okay? Always. Start with a demo account for a few days, okay? And then after about a few days, maybe a week, you'll know for yourself how much you want to start with. And the reason I say that is because everybody's different. So one person who I may say, you know what, you can't start with less than this amount. Well, come to find out, I didn't know that we have sports people in my group, who play sports and this and that. So they're like, bro, do you know where I live, man? That ain't nothing but that. I pay more than that for dinner. So, okay, go ahead, baller, do your thing. You feel me, sis? Do your thing.
Yes,
But then
yes.
we have people who are hardworking, people who's struggling, and I can say, use this, you got to have this amount only. And then they'd be like, well, I don't know if it'll work for me then. So I just rather let people make their own decision for themselves because I don't know people personally. So I always say, just start with a demo account. It's free. If there's wins and losses, it won't affect your pockets, nothing to stress out about. And then what people do from there after a couple of days or maybe the week, then they say, okay, I feel comfortable starting with this amount, and they make their own choice. So that's the way I leave it. Leave it up to whatever you decide. Start with a demo account, and then, because it's only month to month anyway. So it's not like you're into a contract that you got to be with us for 12 months. Some places you got to pay long term. We don't do that. It's just month to month. If you like it, stay, and give it the first week for a demo account. And if you like it, cool, then cool. Now, the other thing is you can switch these accounts in and out as often as you want. And furthermore, if there's a service and you say, well, maybe this one ain't working for me, but I like this one, then you can switch over to a different service. There's an option in there where you click on change option, and you can switch from one service to another and keep it rolling. That's what people do. So it's totally up to you.
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you
sorry I
so
don't.
much. I really appreciate it.
Let me be very clear. I'm not trying to give you a vague answer, not to address your concern, but it's kind of hard to do so because, again, these are the markets. And so, one market may be doing way better than another, this and that, and that's just the way it is. And so I'm not trying to lean more to one versus the other. It's just, pick and choose, start with whichever one is the most stable at the moment and, bring you instant profits, which is what people are here for. That's why I was saying that like that.
Thank you. No, I appreciate your answer. It was very, very thorough. So my next question is, as far as the stop loss, will we have control to set that up, the stop loss?
Yeah, what happens is that you just set up the copier and just let it ride. Because what happens is, like, for an example, and I'll use Dr. Elvis for an example, which I just saw to him before I even did class this morning. He is, oh my God, I'm sorry, I'm so distracted. Oh my God, I'm so distracted. Okay, I'm distracted. You can't go like this. Give me one moment to get my feelings in order, okay?
Okay.
Look, this is literally happening in front of y'all's eyes. Nobody cannot say I'm scamming people. I ain't say nobody take a trade. I ain't say nothing. What we did an analysis, and we simply broke this trade down to Nasdaq right in front from start to finish. How would I have predicted this? And we did it with the trend lines in the beginning. And then I said, yeah, you know what, guys, this is what I would assume. And then we also had what? My simplicity system saying, hey, sell, sell, sell. And then I was up here on my futures account saying, okay, I'm going to take a quick little pop, pop, pop on the same exact trade and try to make some money. And oh my God, I just missed out on some good money here. But see, in the futures market, you don't need much movement, just a little bit. Oh my God, I'm looking at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh, oh. Got some money. That would have paid for our trip. This little move right here, that would have paid for my trip. Y'all better know I love y'all because ain't nobody paying for me to do these classes. I have never charged a single penny for these classes in all these years, but it did just cost me. I love y'all. Okay, can a brother get some love? Can y'all type the word love, please? This is love. This is love. Okay, this is love. I literally. So for those, and I forgot who said they were in this trade already. Look at this. Congratulations to whoever was in this one. See. It told you. And look at this. We broke it down, guys. We did this in class together and it happened. It's dropping. So anyway, I'm so sorry for being distracted, sis. Can you forgive me? Hold on. I hope I didn't lose it. Wait. Come on back. Come back. Hold on. Go ahead and unmute. Unmute. Okay.
Yes, I'm right
Nadine.
here. You didn't lose
Okay.
me.
Sorry, I got distracted.
That's
Oh,
okay.
oh my God. And it came right to my support level too. Ooh.
Oh,
Oh, God. Oh, that would have paid for this whole trip we just spent money on. Okay. But anyway, it's all good. Here's the good news of whenever you miss a trade, don't worry about it. There's always another one, right? Okay.
yes,
So
that's
anyway, what was
true.
your second question? I got so distracted. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I forgot your second question.
Oh yeah, my second question was about stop loss. Do we
Okay.
have?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Let me get back. All right. Let's go back. So here's where stop losses come in. We do typically, if you're trading with the Forex copier and the oil and silver copier, typically it's going to be some stop losses in there. With gold and US 30, it may or may not, because like anybody who's been getting the gold trades recently, I mean, it's just, and I've been posting the profits, it's just like that's been on, it's just like on fire money. Okay. It's been rapid, but he's only in and out of those trades within sometimes just a few minutes. So it's not necessary to sit there and try to post, put stop loss and take profit, this and that. Sometimes they will, but typically, since those are scalp trades and in and out, there may or may not be. Okay. But if there is stop losses, you don't have to put them. You can if you want, but you don't have to if you're using the US 30 or the gold copier. Those are scalp trades, so you won't see them. But typically with the Forex copier, oil and silver markets and stuff like that, they're typically, we do put stop losses and take profits in there. So you don't have to do it. We do it for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So
You're welcome.
just making sure that I heard the right thing. So you're saying that I think I looked at it right before I joined. I came on the meeting and it was the silver. I think it's the one that's 196 a month or something like that. That one?
I don't know,
Silver.
sis. Hold on. Let me go
I
up
had it
here.
open, but I think I accidentally closed it out.
Yeah, I don't know which one is which. I usually have a little thing up here. Give me 1 second. I can open it up and
Yeah,
tell you.
take your time.
Give me 1 second. By the way, guys, I meant to tell you when I told you, I showed you a camera shot of my rig, my new little 4 screens. I didn't spend a lot of money, and these and you guys can type this down, type this, and these are on Amazon. They were like $99 or 125 per screen, and the mount for it that I got that mounts and holds the 4 screens was only like $50. Okay. And I drilled a hole into my desk. They got two ways. They got a clamp that you can clamp it on, or you can drill a hole into the desk, and then it's more secure that way because I got a wood desk. But whichever way you choose, but either way it goes, it comes both ways where you can use the clamp and just clamp it on the back of your desk to hold 4 monitors, or you can drill a hole and use the thing where it holds it more secure that way. But the monitors themselves, write this word down, sis, and I'm getting the answer for you. Sorry, I'm still looking. Give me a second.
Yes, it is the oil and silver, Uncle P.
Oh, thank you, Donna. See, that's what I
You're
got.
welcome.
Thank you. Okay,
Sorry,
yeah,
I've
there
been
you
here the whole time and I've been like on and off. I was trying to delete and get to that other stuff, but yeah, sorry.
always wonderful to hear your voice, Donna.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning,
Good
Donna. Good
morning.
morning. Good morning. All right, so there you go. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you so
And
much
she's
for
our
what you do, because you're
head,
basically giving away gold for free.
she's our head admin. She handles most of the stuff behind the scenes. She's the quiet storm that handles all the heavyweight. So we really appreciate her. So yeah, she knows.
Thank you.
Yep,
Thank you so much.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you. Do the
And,
same.
and tell your husband I say hi. All
He
right,
has the
let's
other
get.
thing in his ears. He can hear you.
Oh, oh, sir. All right. Okay, let's get to the next
Yeah.
hand. Let me do this. Okay, let me click on that. Okay, go here. And let's get to the next one. All right, let me lower that hand and let's go to Kevin. Kevin, go ahead and unmute. Insulting, you'll be the last person because I got to go. I'm way over time. Sorry, you guys.
I'll make this real quick. How you
Sure.
doing, sir?
What's up, man?
Chilling. Uncle P, on that ocean wave, when they say, okay, basically look on the 4 hour and then get in on the 15 minute on that 415 415 straight. I mean, yeah, 415 straight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you look at the 4 hour and then you get in on the 15 or
No. What I typically do, and here's like, let's go to gold because I shot a video and I showed you guys where I had took a live trade on. I posted my normal Sunday video. I posted it on last night, so make sure you guys check it out. And I actually showed a live trade that I took before I went into it, and you can click. Oh my God, easy peasy. Oh, oh. I should have held it longer. When y'all said the video last night, you know what I'm talking about. And I literally walked you through it. And I said, hey, I think that was one. Yeah, I walked you through it. And I said, I'm getting in on this gold trade. And this is why Golden Boy just been killing it. Just been killing it. The markets are more stable now in the gold markets now. He's just been smooth selling it, doing very, very well. But here you go. Here's a trade that I showed you I took on the 15-minute time frame, and then I just clicked on the 30-minute, and I said, okay. And watch this. What you want to do is go here, and you can hold on your left mouse, and you can pull it tight so it doesn't look like a big accordion, and it kind of smooths everything out. So now when you're looking at it from that standpoint, what direction would you have went? This way. You're saying up. 30-minute is saying which way? Okay. 1 hour is saying which way? Okay. 4 hour. Which way has it been?
it's up. It's still up.
Still going up. Now, the good news with the ocean wave system, because price action is staying above the main wave, and that's the key. When price action goes below the main wave, you're selling. When it's above the main wave, you're going up. Okay, so there you go. And watch this. Then you're looking down here, and every time frame except for the 1 minute is telling you which way it wants to go.
Okay. You're right.
Here's my MACD. You can see here's the main red line. You can make it white if you want, but either way it goes, with the red line, where's the MACD telling you? It stayed clearly above the red line, or line. So everything about this is telling you which way it should go, right?
Right.
Okay, this is how we make our determinations. And so you get it now. I will say this, and I want everybody to take notes. Yes, I'm sitting up here tripping off of the fact that I closed the trade out early in profit. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. I closed my trade outs early in profit. Oftentimes, and I heard this person speak, brother, and I know you didn't ask this, but I'm just throwing this in as a bonus. Okay, because this guy was so right on what he said. He said oftentimes, I remember him, he was explaining, he said, man, I remember I was in the trade and I was up $30,000 on one trade. Okay. He said, I was up $30,000 on one trade. And he said, I went back in the markets and tried to get more. And he said at the end of the day, he ended up only walking away with $5,000. So he gave away $25,000 in profit. Why? Why?
Because he got out to him.
Yeah, I'm asking you. Why do you think he gave back $25,000 of profit money? What did he do wrong?
Got in too late.
He got greedy. He got greedy. It wasn't enough. I need more. And just like people do when they win at the casino, guess what I do when I win at the casino? I don't go there often because I'm not big into gambling. I do enough of that with these markets. But guess what? When I went in the casino, I'm going straight to cash out my coins. And they be like, you don't want to play? No, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I ain't giving back nothing. I ain't giving back nothing. But in the Forex market, we do it all the time because guess what? We got in this trade, we get excited and we get greedy. And so therefore we're trying to find another trade and another trade as opposed to saying, you know what, I'm done for today. I'm gonna walk away. Very few people in this market does that. So this is part of the reason why a lot of retail traders are really not profitable because even if you do make some money, oh, that wasn't enough. That ain't nothing. And then they try to go back and they give back exactly what they already gave. So don't get into the habit of doing that. When you've won a couple of trades or you won one trade, made a little something, just walk away, call it a day, come back tomorrow. Okay. I know you didn't ask about that, but why am I sharing that? Because I'm looking at this as a
Because you were talking about me, because I am a sports bet. I like to play, do basketball and football. You're right. I lost money, got
yeah.
money, lost it again. Now listen, I got a little sticker with $1,000. I'm trying to think, should I just go ahead and put it in the market and don't go back to the boat? That might have been my blessing. That might be my blessing for the year.
See, but that's my point. It's a human belief system issue because watch what happens. God is so right on what he says. When you win a trade, even though it's small, you believe it's not enough, and we get greedy and we say, well, I believe I can go back and get more. And that belief system of that greed of thinking more, because you believe, hey, I'm on a winning streak, I'm on a roll, and you get greedy and you go back in. And because of our lack of discipline, our own belief system, negative belief system, it eats us up. And we end up walking away when we were happy, we end up walking away feeling miserable and depressed because you had something in your hand. And like my old partner who started a record company, God rest his soul, OJ, he had literally just launched his record company, got interviewed, got on the freeway, got sleepy, and drove off the side of the road and passed away. But I'll never forget what he said. He said, a bird in hand is better than two in the bush. I know that's an old saying to other people, but he was the first person I heard it from. He said, a bird in hand is better than two in the bush. It's better that you made something than to go back, be greedy, give back what you had, and you walk away with absolutely nothing. And you give back more. So now you're down in profits. And so now you're getting greedy and now you're panicking because you lost money when you actually made money. See, these are all our belief systems working against us, family. And I know you didn't ask me about that, but I'm just sharing with you, this is what we're doing wrong. And until we clean up these little bad proclivities that we have and fix our bad habits, we're never going to be profitable. Never. So yes, here's another trade where I'm like, dang, I could have made way more because I got in and got out of that thing. And I'm looking at it, kept on going. And it looked like it could still push up to, some more. It looked like it. But you know what? Hey, did I make something off of it? If I did, praise God, let me be cool. That's a bad habit. Bad habit. Okay. But anyway, going back to your question, with the ocean wave, it's very simple. I start here and now let me just share this with you guys. We talked about doing a top-down analysis, but you can do a bottom-up analysis. It really doesn't matter the order in which you're doing it. It just means make sure you're doing both ends. In other words, yes, there was this error on the 15-minute. I seen the trade, but I didn't take it. And you'll see me show this in the video. What I did was, watch this. I started on the 15. I see this opportunity, walked up to the 30. It agreed, walked up to the 1 hour. It agreed that I clearly see this as an uptrend. And I went to the 4 hour and it was an uptrend. Okay, so it doesn't matter whether you start at the 4 hour and work your way backwards or you start on the lower time frame and work your way up. It just means make sure you do both before you take the trade. It doesn't matter which order you do it in. It's just make sure that you have it in there. So for an example, if you're going to bake a cake, right? It doesn't matter whether you put in the egg first or if you put in the flour first, or if you put in the flour or the egg. It really doesn't matter as long as you have both egg and flour in there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it don't matter what time frame I decide to get on, as long as in the up position.
As long as you're checking as long as you're checking high and a low, or the low and a high, just make sure you're checking. That's all I'm saying. We don't check. We get so excited over a trade and we never check the higher time frame to see what is the bigger story. So I'm just simply suggesting that we clean up our anxiousness to get into the trade and make sure we interview it first. Okay. It's like a woman who walks into my office saying, hey, you know what? I want to work for Uncle P. Cool. Now, Nancy, I'm single with this example. Nothing against you, boo. Okay. So I'm a single guy. Pretty woman walks into the office and she fine. She walks in and I say, you hired. But hold on, wait. That's jumping into the trade too quick. I don't know her name. I don't know her. I ain't seen her resume. I ain't did my what? Top down analysis. I just know that she was cute and I want her to work for me. Don't even know if the woman can type. You say I don't make sense?
Yeah. See.
That's what we do with trading. We just jump into the trade so quick because we're so excited there's a trade, but we need to interview it first to make sure it doesn't qualify. So, okay, I get it. Like for an example, let's take a look at this. This is a 4-hour. Okay, this is a real example right in front of you. Watch it, because the ocean wave does not repaint. What you see is what you get. It does not repaint. So watch this example, brother. So watch this. All right, I'm on the 4-hour. What direction does this trend? Would you up? Okay, there you go, brother. I'm gonna go to the 1-hour. What direction does this trend? Okay, it's not a trick question. Okay. Now, watch this. The lower time frame I go, the rougher the story is starting to get, ain't it? But either way it goes, from this standpoint to here, what direction is it going? Okay. Now I'm on the 15-minute and I got that arrow. What direction is this saying to go? Mind you, let's pretend this ain't here. It's you just got this arrow right here. This is saying let's go up. Would you go with it or no?
Yes.
Of course I would. That's why I took the trade. All of this didn't play out yet. I only had this. So I just said, okay, yeah. Why? Because I don't have all of this now. What I did was I just went up the chain and I said, oh, okay, you going up, and you going up. And there you go. Now watch this. Let's go back to the 15-minute. Would I have taken this trade though?
On 15-minute?
Yeah. Would it have been smart for me to take this sell trade? It did drop, but would it have been more dangerous to take this trade?
Yes.
Of course it was. Why? Because all the other time frames were saying we're heading. Oh, you got it, bro. That's exactly my point. We have to know when to ignore things. Why? Because if I looked at the higher time frame, it clearly told me it wanted to go up. So if I am going to sit here and take this trade, I can take it as a scalp trade and know to get your butt out of there, get in and get out. Don't try to hold it. Why? This one is constantly going up in the same direction. Why? Because all the other high time frames is going the same direction. This one is going against that, and that's the reason why people getting their behinds eaten up, because they don't check the higher time frames to say what's the biggest story. So it's safer to trade with the bigger time frames. So once you've established the direction of the higher time frames, you can jump in on the lower time frames and do your business. And your winning probability will get much higher because you're going with the higher time frame versus fighting against it, which is what this trade was. It struggled because the other time frame, you can look right here, all the other time frames are saying we're going up, and away. We're like Superman. Here comes a trade that says, yeah, but we're going to do a short pullback, which is fine. It does do that. But should I hold this trade? No, because it's a higher time frame direction. This is why we check the higher time frames. Let me see where this is going first, and then I'll jump down here and say, do I feel comfortable taking this trade now? No, I don't. This one I did. Make sense?
Yeah.
And here's
so where you put your stop loss and stuff at the bottom? Like you put at the bottom of that arrow? Okay, let me say sorry.
No, let me say, because I want to help you. So this is what I was telling the other lady. If you miss a trade or you ignore a trade because you say, I don't feel comfortable taking it, isn't there always another trade that can come along?
Yeah, on that scam.
That's why I'm telling you. Stop being so anxious to jump into a trade. If it don't fit, then it must have quit. It didn't fit. I'm going to ignore you because you're in the opposite direction of where everybody else is going. But when this one came along, I had to use patience but it played out nicely. Why? Because I was in the same direction as all the other time frames. So you see how we married the higher with the lower, and your winning percentage goes way higher. You just have to be patient and wait for the right setup. Okay. Now, what was your other questions? I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was gonna say, like your stop loss for an ocean wave, do you put it at the bottom of the arrow or do you at the bottom
That's
of the
exactly.
arrow?
Yes,
Okay.
sir, I do. Because
Okay.
look at what price action does. When the arrow comes in, notice that most of the time, and this is why when you're doing ocean wave trades, if you're going to use ocean wave, which by the way,
Hmm.
for anybody who wants the ocean wave or the simplicity system, the Valentine's Day special, these are normally $300 systems. I still got it at the $99 plus tax price. I didn't even change the price. So if y'all still want it, go ahead and change it, grab it immediately because it's really based on, it's well past the Valentine's Day. It's just based on how I'm feeling, and I'm feel happy. Nancy made me happy. So this vacation was such a beautiful thing. So I didn't change the price and I may leave it for a couple more days. So if you want it, grab it now because again, when I take that discount off these, each one of these systems are $300. So you can get it for 99 or you can get it for 300. It's up to you. And I can't tell you when I'm gonna change it, but for today, I'll leave it alone. So grab it if you want it. But here's the point. Notice, first of all, the other point of interviewing these pairs is which ones run smooth. Okay, which ones typically, when the price goes above the wave or below the wave, does it stay there long term? And as you can see, when this was in the downtrend, did it ever go and constantly keep breaking above the main wave? No, it never did. When it went here, did it constantly pull back and break below the main wave? No. So the main wave is respected. So therefore, these are the kind of pairs that you want to interview and trade, the ones that respect the wave. And look at this 4 hour. See how it stayed above the wave? 1 hour. See how it's staying above the wave. Okay. So I feel comfortable with entering on the shorter time frame on these because it respects the main wave. And there you go. Okay. So therefore, using that as an idea, then do you feel comfortable putting your stop loss right here below it? Yes, I do. Because the likelihood of it pulling back and knocking me out is very little. Now, it doesn't mean it won't do pullbacks like it did right here. It did do a pullback, which we can see. It did do the pullback, right here, but it still respected the main wave and kept on going. And there you go. Make sense?
Well, yeah, I appreciate the refreshing.
Yes, sir.
So really traded on still Sunday and Monday with
Yeah,
sometime Friday.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let me get to Sultan. And Sultan, you'll be the last person. I got to get out of here. And I see that we got about 50 or more people who's watching live. Welcome everybody who's there. And thank you those who are making comments. I know we're going to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who watch it later. That always happens with every video. That's why I started streaming it to YouTube and recording it on there because I know we're going to get a lot of people who watch it later on. So thank you for everybody who's here and everybody who's in the Zoom meeting as well. All right, let me get to Sultan. You're the last person for today, and we'll be out of here. Hey, Sultan.
Good morning, Uncle P. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, I can hear you. How are you?
Okay. I'm actually pretty tired, but I'm well. Thank you so much for asking. Well, I work nights, so a lot of times I'm deprived of my sleep because all these I normally catch the replays and they're always really good, and I have questions that I know will be really simple to answer in real time.
Yes.
So I wanted to come on today. So most of my questions have been answered just by listening in, and I do still have a couple. So I this is only my second time attending the meeting,
Okay.
and I actually was really gung ho, really anxious. I'm probably an anomaly in the sense that I actually bought a couple of scanners. I know I bought the I think the EZ scanner, the Ocean Wave. The second one I couldn't even tell you what it is. I just bought
Mhm.
it, and I was actually in the copycat program for a few to several months. Never
Mhm.
did anything with it. I think I was paying like 199 bucks a month, and I couldn't explain to my wife what I was paying for it for, and so she basically switched out the card, and that went. So Uh, my question is, I'm definitely getting back into it, but I'm not
Yeah,
taking the time
I'm missing
to
out.
learn. I
Yeah,
know I'm
I'm
not
missing.
taking the time to learn this stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I'll
Um,
get.
so I want to know what well, first of all, once I get help like retrieving my login and everything, do I still have access to like setting up the system, like structuring the account or setting up the chart and everything? I know you have videos on it, but can I still access those before I jump back into one of the copycat programs or two of the copycat programs?
Sure. Yeah. So to answer a couple of questions, number one, yeah, y'all made a mistake. You should have stayed because y'all missed on a lot of money with the CC group. We call it CC, the copycat. But if you do purchase the Simplicity system or the Ocean Wave, yeah, it's for life. It's not a monthly subscription to it or anything. And you if you got lifetime access. It's all just it's lifetime access. You can go in and some people, to be honest. And I get it. I'm like that too. Sometimes you'll see a deal come up on something you always wanted to get, um, and then you grab it, which I'm literally having emails that I have to get to. I've been procrastinating. I hate procrastinating, but this is the truth. Somebody had offered a deal on something. I grabbed the deal because it was so appropriately priced at what I wanted it to be. I grabbed
Mhm.
it, but at the moment I don't have the time to even deal with it. And that's the truth, right? So
Right.
the good news is I still have lifetime access to it. So it's always there when I'm ready to get to it. So to answer your question, it's the same exact thing. When you get to Simplicity Systems, to Simplicity Scanner, the Ocean Wave system, all those, they're one times. And when you get it, whenever you get to it, you get to it. And so we have some people who life happens, like we talked about, life happens. They were trading, they had to stop because of family crisis or they lost a job or things happen. And so they had to walk away from trading, period, for a little while. And then 2 years later, they're like, hey, can I still use my username and password? Yeah, it's still there. We didn't take it out. It's still yours. It's
Okay.
yours. Like, you instant access and lifetime access. Because let me please address this. A lot of people be, well, I ain't getting no confirmation email to where the log. We don't send those because it has instant access. During the checkout process, as many of you guys know, you will create your own username and password. And once you're done checking out, go to the login button, click on it, and you have instant access. We don't waste the time trying to email you. We used to originally, and that was like, sometimes we be asleep when people do things because they're on the other side of the world. So we tried to find a more
Hmm.
efficient way so that when people get it, you always have access. And number two, going back to your question, you don't need to contact Uncle P, who just was on vacation. And you'd be like, well, there ain't nobody responding. I must have got ripped off. No, you have instant access so that you're not waiting on me, you're not waiting on Donna or my other team members behind the scenes. You're not waiting on anybody. You got instant access whenever you want. 5 years from now, it's still going to be there. Okay.
Right. No, no, I understand that, and I think I have exchanged a couple of messages with Miss Donna already. I don't remember my login. That's how long it's been, so I need help getting it
No,
reset or something.
sure. Just shoot an email to superezforex@gmail.com and one of us will get to it and we'll reset your password and send it out to you, a new password.
Okay. Okay.
That's all.
Fair enough. And my last question is oh darn it, did I lose it? Darn it. Um, let's see, access, the copycat. Oh, oh, I know you don't recommend like the prop firms or which prop firm to deal with or anything like that, but you did make a couple of videos. So this is more application question. Like if I were to like do a keyword search in Telegram, would I be able to revisit those videos?
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Beautiful.
A good place to a good place to do research on prop firms is, and this is a website that, and they actually reached out to me and wanted early on, several months ago, they want to partner up with them, but I just didn't, but this one that I do like what they do. I just didn't want to do it. Was prop firm match. I do like the way they do their website, where it provides information because it's just information based. They do do affiliate links and all this stuff for them, which is fine, you know, because they do so much big volume in business. But they do, I like their decent website. It's very nice for prop firms to and have on their review section, so you can check the reviews of the prop firms, how long they've been in business, and all the things you want to know, the platforms they use to trade on, and blah, 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 blah. So that would be the place where I always suggest to people, if you want to get into the prop firm arena, just go to propfirmmatch.com. And they do offer discount codes for the different prop firms that, you know, you choose with them if you want to use it. But even if you don't, the research information on there is pretty thorough for helping people get a little bit of guidance. So that's what I refer people to.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to answer my questions this morning.
You're more than welcome, brother. Thank you very much for joining. All right, you guys, we are out of time. And so thank you guys very much. Thank you, my YouTube family who are on here live. Thank you guys very, very much. Tony and Crypto and Tonya and Jay and Andrew and anybody, Yuri and Mars and Ramon and all the others who I said hi to earlier. And I think I said, hey, Jay, and I see you, Jay Diamond. And then there's others. And then I know there's going to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who's going to watch this later on. So thank you all very much. This is really a journey of trading is like a journey, and it's good to have family members together where we can just talk things out and try to see if we can figure things out. But I really want to give you guys, again, the bullet point of doing a higher and lower combo pack, okay? Higher and lower. Hey, Andrew, higher and lower. You're welcome. Higher and lower before you take the trade. Don't be so anxious to click the button because you're on that thing and you trying to get this trade. Just check the higher and the lower, okay? Higher and lower. Higher and lower. It'll give you a lot more accuracy because you get to understand the entire story. Okay. Now, if you're just a scalper and you just want to go in for a couple of pips and you in and out anyway, I mean, okay, I get it, you know, but even some of those people who are professional scalpers, they will usually bump up to the 15 or 30 minute before they hop in on the 3 minute. On the 1 minute or the 5 minute. They'll bump up to the 15 minute or the 30 minute and they use those as their higher time frames as scalpers. So that's what even scalpers do, just to get a reference point. Or they draw their support and resistance levels on a 50-minute time frame, then they drop down to the 5 minute and do breakout trades or whatever. So altogether, any professional trader always bumps up a couple of time frames higher than the one they're looking at before they hop into a trade. And that's all I'm suggesting that you guys do. Okay. All right, you guys. Uncle P is out of here. I got to go do some things. What's the name of the trading prop firm again? Oh, it's not the trading prop firm. It's just, let me type this in there for you, bro. I'll see you, Jay. Give me a second. Propfirmmatch.com. Okay. All right, YouTube family, that's the one right there. Okay. So just go ahead and do that and you will be good to go. Check with them. They do reviews on prop firms and they'll let you know, pick from there. You can select your own, whichever one you feel comfortable with. Okay. All right, you guys, God bless you. Thank you guys also. And thank you guys for the prayer for that young man. Thank you guys for that. Thank you guys. All right. Talk to you later.